Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. In case you're new here, my name is Maren
and I'm Maureen.
Yeah, so today's big question is, were African Americans brainwashed by America? Yeah, so as you ponder upon this question, we're going to be showing you a very interesting video that we came across on the internet. But before we show you this video, think about this question, and after you watch this video, let's come back and discuss, and you can also leave us your comment on what you think about this video.
The reason why African Americans was making fun of Africans in high school is because, simple, we were lied to. America created this false silver lining for African Americans saying, we know we enslaved you. We know that's bad. But if we didn't enslave you, you'd be in Africa fighting diseases and eating each other. America led us to believe the more American you are, the better you are in life. And Africa, you want to stay way away from it.
So let's keep it real and have this conversation in, right? We said we were lied to and told. The more American you are, the more better you are in life. And that's exactly what we was lost in the South Scene. As a matter of fact, some would say we was indoctrinated by American exceptionalism. And as somebody with a master's degree in education, I'm going to start this by saying that American exceptionalism is embedded into the curriculum. Because a lot of us as African Americans will allow for this settler master paradigm to sit in our minds, and we'll really buy into American exceptionalism. It's the idea that the United States is inherently different from the other nations, being perceived both domestically and internationally as superior. He ended his video by saying, America led us to believe the more American we are, the better we are in life. And a lot of us play it out in terms of how we relate to folks in the African diaspora. And this when I started getting into how insidious our enslavement was. This country literally taught us, we know we enslaved you, but look at your people over there where we saved you from. You better be lucky that you ain't living in a primitive state with famine and war, and you lucky that we enslaved you. As a matter of fact, some of us was taught that our enslavement was part of saving our souls and civilizing us. You think about how American exceptionalism work, it's perceived as saying that because you are American, you are superior. Think about it. Back in the day, we ain't had the internet. You feel me? I'm from Texas. I know folks that's from New York and California. All of us was talking about African booty scratchers. Who taught us that? In the words of Malcolm X, who taught us to hate ourselves? Because you can't hate the roots without hating the tree, right? I was trying to stay away from essentialism, but literally everything we've been taught in America about Africa is from the people that enslaved us. They not finna teach us the truth. We was really lied to. We was really lied to, and we bought into the inferiority of our own people. We'll take this idea of American exceptionalism and we'll project it on to everybody in the diaspora, whether they in the Caribbean or whether they in Africa. When I say education is elevation, I'm talking about unlearning and relearning a lot of things we've been taught in this world. I began this video by talking about education, the curriculum, how we are taught. Not only how we taught like math and science and history and how Europeans found and located everything, but also how the media teaches. Remember those Feed the Children Africa commercials? We was really led to believe that folks in Africa cannot survive without the presence of the Europeans. Don't that sound familiar? If I'm being real, a lot of what we've been taught in the African diaspora about each other came from the people that colonized us and enslaved us. We got to think about that. Because I also know a lot of y'all believe that African Americans are inherently lazy. Education is elevation.
Okay, so you guys, wow. Let's just talk about this video for a minute. Okay, so he says that African Americans see themselves as superior, and majorly it's because of what they've been taught as Americans. First of all, as an African, I'm a Kenyan from Africa, right? So first of all, as a Kenyan, I really don't understand your slang of African booty scratchers. Is it literal, or what do you guys mean when you say African booty scratchers? I just want to understand that slang before talking out of context of it, right?
Another thing we want to discuss is about for those Africans in diasporas who've gone through this, you can maybe, and you're watching this video, let us know in the comment section. So we really can't understand because we've never gone out of Africa going abroad, but they talk about this idea, this tendency about Africans moving abroad, and then it's the Black Americans in America then
who give them the hardest time,
bullying them, calling them, treating them like they're lesser than, you understand?
Right.
Yet you're all Africans, yet you all have the same skins, but they are doing this because that is what they've been taught, you understand? So the names they call Africans who move there is the names they've been taught to call Africans Africans who live in Africa. You understand?
Yeah, so as an African who lives in Africa, I really just want to understand what this booty scratching is all about. Like, what does it mean, and why does it hurt other African diasporas who are in your neck of the woods? Why does it hurt them when you guys call them African booty scratchers? And you guys, colonialism, I can say it really did a number on you, and it worked real good on you, because recently we were just having an interview with a friend of ours. He also specializes in Black American content, and he said that Black Americans, most of them don't like to be called African Americans. And then he asked the questions, if y'all don't identify as African Americans, because Jamaicans know their roots from Africa, Trinidadians know their roots, some of them from Africa and India, and most of Caribbean islands, when you find a black population there, they know something about Africa and where they came from, so they identify, some of the identities are with Africa. So you Black Americans, if you don't want to be called Africans, even if you're half Jamaican, half black, half whatever, but you are black and you're in America. So he asked us a very interesting question. If you're black and you're in America and you don't want to be called African, where did you evaporate from? Where did you come from, if not African ancestry? You know, who
do you identify as? You know,
because yes, you're black, but black what? Where? Black from where? These are kind of the things that really confuse me as an African, because if I see a fellow, okay, let me not call you fellow because you don't want to identify as African American. If I see a black person from America who is proud to say, because of colonialism, I lost my history and now I don't identify as a Black American, but I mean as an African American, rather I identify as a Black American. Are you happy just staying historyless? You don't have a history.
Yeah.
Are you happy just staying historyless? Right now, you can't blame the colonizers for not knowing your roots, because right now with the digital age, you can actually know your roots. You know?
Yeah.
You can actually know your roots, whether you're from Jamaica or from Africa. And if you're from Jamaica, someone in your family was definitely from Africa.
Right. So this American brother has really brought across important points that we need to highlight. Right. Another thing he kept on saying was that they've been brainwashed against Africans, and they've been made to feel that them being American is the all superior thing, you know.
Yeah. So he said in his own version of stories, he says that African Americans, they've been made to feel superior over other Africans in other African nations or in diaspora, because they were lucky enough their ship landed in America and not in Jamaica, or it wasn't left here in Africa. So for that reason, they should thank Americans that they're America, and they should carry themselves with a bit of
that superiority
over other Africans or other black people from other places. You know.
Another thing he says is that, you know, because of that indoctrination that they are superior than others, even the nation America has made other nations, they made these other nations believe that they're the all-time superior nation. You know, everybody knows like America is the country, where things happen, life happens. If you stay in other continents or other countries, you'll starve, you'll die of hunger. Kids in Africa.
Yeah, and I have to say this from the bottom of my heart. When it comes to development, I can give Americans that they really truly are developed. But when it comes to race and like I wouldn't say we are all equal, because I don't want to start a war in my comment section.
Anyway, so let us know what you think about this episode. Give us your genuine opinion. Black Americans, do you believe that you have been brainwashed against your ancestry, against Africans?
Yeah, and do you believe to some degree, after being brainwashed, some of you totally gave up on finding your ancestry and now live in the ignorance is bliss thing that since my history was wiped away, I can be excused for not knowing where I came from.
And do you
I'm speaking
believe
from an African's point of view.
And is it true? Is it true that some of you, when you come to Africa, you still have that, you know,
I'm better than
you guys
mentality?
You know, let us know. We're just having an honest conversation, and what can be done to change this. You understand? Or is there anything to be done
to change this?
Right.
So remember, we are 2 Kenyans reacting, and please leave us a comment on what you think about this episode.
If you've not subscribed, remember to do so. Please kindly subscribe, leave us a like, and let's see you on the next episode.